So I get the easy part. This would be a little bit redundant after Daniel. You basically preach my whole eulogy, so thanks. I'll start off by saying, "You Father," and that means be open. And I text my mother that the day she passed, I was going to give her some anointing oil to open up, to just have you pray over it, to open up her lungs. But yeah, I'm saying that now, be open. So when that song came on, y'all probably thought it was like not a funeral song, like a weird song to play at a funeral. But years ago, she asked me, she told me that she wanted that song played, and she actually said she wanted me to sing that song. So, but no, she was my mom, the way she was, she didn't understand that my childhood voice is different from my man voice. So she didn't get it, but she thought I could do anything, and I just let her believe it. But I hadn't listened to that song in years, just because it made me think about today and what today would be. But this week I was getting ready and getting prepared, and so I was listening to it more and more, trying to desensitize myself, and it didn't work. But, once I listened to the lyrics, I understood why she chose that song. It's an accurate depiction, an accurate description of part of my mom's life. Like my brother said, my mom came from a pretty dark, pretty rough past. And there's a part in there where he says, if you look into her eyes, you won't believe the way she's always paying for a debt she never owed. And you got it.
You're all right.
And and that was pretty accurate part of my mom's life, and it seems sad and it seems tragic, and it used to be to me. It used to be real tragic. I thought, how could someone come from such a hard life? And then I understood, now that I'm a little older, I'm a little more spiritually mature, I understand that some people are selected for suffering. So before, is there any farmers in here? Maybe I can get an amen from a farmer. No? So, all right. Well, I'll move on. I was all right. let me loop it back around. Before farm technology and before technology and tractors and stuff like that, farmers would have to choose their strongest animal with the most endurance to pull the plow to till their earth so they can plant seed in soft ground, right? So there is a message in that, but that's not my point. And the farmer wouldn't choose the animal. Mostly it was like an ox, maybe, because it's a big, strong animal. And he wouldn't choose it to be mean to the ox or to punish the ox. Normally he would choose the animal because no other animal could bear the weight like the ox could, right? So from the ox perspective, it looks like, mean and harsh and cruel. But from the farmer's perspective, he's looking at it like, I can't depend on anyone else to bear the weight of this assignment. Though it's heavy, no other animal is as equipped, right? So I learned a lesson that God chooses people to bear extremely difficult, extremely hard burdens and weights, not because he's mean or he's cruel, but because he depends on those special kind of people who have a special kind of strength and to bear weight that not many people can. And my mom was one of those people. She was one of those special kind of people. and she bore burdens that wasn't always her own, and she endured hardships that were not of her own doing. But she had the strength to bear, right? And she's not the only one. There's plenty of people in the Bible who were those types of people. Joseph and Job, and of course Jesus, all were selected for suffering. All of them bore burdens that were not of their own, but God chose them because their assignment was so great that He needed someone to carry out the assignment, and He couldn't depend on anyone else for those important assignments except someone who was strong enough to bear. And that was my mom's life. She was a burden bearer. But God, like the great Redeemer that He is, He gave her joy for her pain. And the Bible even says that God hates injustice, and He hates unequal scales. That means He hates imbalance, right? So He saw her suffering, and He gave her joy for her suffering, right? Joy for her pain. And just like He did for Joseph, just like He did for Job, of course, just like He did for Jesus, He gave her joy for her suffering. He gave her joy. So what was her joy then? Look around. Everybody's sad for a reason. Everybody's crying for a reason. That woman meant so much. And but she found joy. She found joy for herself in family and friends. Whether it was like watching one of her shows, like somebody mentioned, or Blue Bloods, or watching a movie and talking through the whole movie. She loved to do that, her favorite. Or playing spades and cussing out her partner. They may have reneged or not. Yeah. Or sharing complaints or laughs. My mama knew how to complain. And or even like her heart to hearts, like.